Appreciate that. Senator Hagerty.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Gor, I'd like to start with you, if I might. I'd like to talk about the relationships that exist between the United States and India. I don't think there are few relationships that are as critical for our national security and for our economic relationships as the relationship that we enjoy with India. And I've been fortunate, I would say, to be in the presence of both President Trump and Prime Minister Modi at the same time on multiple occasions. I can say this: there's a great relationship between the two leaders. There's a relationship that I could see of mutual trust, and I think it's a wonderful foundation. I also see an issue, and I think it's very clear that President Trump is dead serious about resolving the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. He's dead serious about bringing this to an end. And India can play an important role in this. You and I have talked about that, but India can play a critical role. I think my colleagues are aware of this. But there's sort of a circular transaction network where India buys Russian crude at a discount, they refine it, and they sell it back to the Europeans. We need the Europeans to be buying American energy. We need Russia's flow of funds to be shut down. We need to bring this conflict to an end. You have a unique and strong relationship with President Trump. Could you comment on how you would leverage that deep personal relationship with leadership in India to help bring the conflict in Ukraine to an end?
Thank you for the question, Senator. Our president has a deep friendship with Prime Minister Modi, and that is something that is unique. In fact, if you have noticed, when he has gone after other nations, he tends to go after their leaders for putting us in that position and for the United States imposing those tariffs. When the president has been critical of India, he has gone out of his way to compliment Prime Minister Modi. They have an incredible relationship. I've been with him in the same room. We're not that far apart on a deal already on these tariffs. To your point, getting India to stop buying Russian oil is a top priority for this administration. Bringing peace around the world is a top priority to this administration. This president has engaged in trying to resolve wars and conflicts all over the world, from Africa to the Middle East to Ukraine and even Southeast Asia. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think the time will arrive upon us in the next few weeks and next few months for all of this to get resolved.
You know, I think we all saw the display in Beijing when we saw Prime Minister Modi and other leaders join Xi Jinping in China. A lot of pearl clutching going on here in America about what does that mean? Is India drifting away? I just highlight this, that China and India have a long history of grievances and distrust. Barely 5 years ago, China and India were fighting over a disputed border, and China used an electromagnetic weapon. They didn't use bullets, but they used an electromagnetic weapon to literally melt Indian soldiers. So I think that it's clear to me, and I think it's clear to all of us, that international relations are a lot more than a photo opportunity. They really run deep.
You're 100% right. Look, India shares a lot more in common with us than they do with China. And for far too long, we have not had that personal touch. And not only will I be able to bring that to New Delhi, but the president is also extremely personally engaged. Just earlier this week, he had complimented Prime Minister Modi. Prime Minister Modi responded in kind the next day. We have a great foundation that I hope, if I am confirmed, to build upon.
I think you're going to see a wonderful opportunity there, and I look forward to the results, because having someone with your close personal ties to the president and a prime minister, as Prime Minister Modi tend to appreciate that tie, I think you're going to find a very receptive audience there at a time when we really need it. So I appreciate that. Can I turn in the final moments here to Pakistan? Another critical relationship is the one between India and Pakistan. There's a rivalry that's been going on there for ages. Both nations are nuclear equipped. In May, this really erupted into open conflict. And President Trump and the administration stepped in to keep the fighting from further escalating. You were in the White House. You're familiar with the situation. I'd just like for you to comment in the moments that remain about how you are thinking about the situation with Pakistan and how you might address it.
Senator, thank you for the question. I'm here nominated to be ambassador to India. With that said, as I indicated earlier, this president is heavily engaged in bringing peace around the world. And no matter where that is, whether it's Africa, Europe, or the Middle East, He very much likes to be hands-on, and he feels like he has an obligation. If he can bring peace anywhere around the world, that's what he wants to do.
Well, having been in the position that you're hopefully, and I encourage my colleagues to support this, that you're confirmed for, I'll say this: your relationship with the president is going to prove to be an invaluable asset, particularly in a country like India that's so critical, so vital to our strategic ties, and the relationship that's already there, at least the foundation that's there with Prime Minister Modi, I think is going to be invaluable to us, and I look forward to seeing your success here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.